As we all know, mobile usage is growing. It is a large percentage of the search traffic out there, over 50% at this point in time, and growing. So as we continue to see that change, there's a lot of changes going on with the search engines to make mobile a priority. So back in March, Google announced the mobile first index, and up to this point, the indexing has been primarily focused on desktop content. That is now starting to change. And so starting earlier this year, they started rolling out the mobile first index, and it's kind of a transition process. They are starting to index mobile content first and desktop content second. And that has some pretty significant implications. One of your questions might be, well, what if I don't have a mobile-friendly site? Well, at this point, I hope everybody has a mobile-friendly site. It doesn't mean that they won't crawl the site and index your content, but it is being indexed with a mobile first perspective, which essentially means that how you organize your content, how you prioritize your content is going to be taken into account first versus how you organize and prioritize your content on a desktop device. This may also change your linking strategy. So one of the big things in SEO is inbound links and on-page links between different pages of your site. Well, as you prioritize your mobile content, you may not have as much content on your mobile device as you do on your desktop device. And as a result, the number of links decreases. So that can impact certain types of authority that may be coming from third-party sites. So for example, if you are a content site and you have some inbound links from other content generators, let's say a newspaper or a high authority news organization coming into your site, and on their mobile site, they've removed that link to your site, that could have a very significant impact on the authority of your site and how it ranks. So some mobile essentials, really focused on page speed. Google formally announced making page speed a part of the algorithm a little over a year ago. So we've really spent a lot of time as a company talking to our clients about improving their page speed. And we certainly want to get our sites faster and faster, particularly on mobile devices. So there's a couple of tools that you guys can use to get insights. Google has a free tool. There's another one called Pingdom. If you guys request the slides at the end of this presentation, everything that I'm talking about has links through it, so you can link to the content and go to these resources directly. But this is a good way to get a visualization of what is going on with your site. Remember, page speed is at a moment in time. So at that particular moment, if you take a snapshot of a page, it's at that particular moment in time, and you may need to do multiple timings over time. To do that, Google Analytics has a page timing tool inside the Analytics console. We can show you how to use that, but it'll give you some insight as to which pages are loading quickly and which ones are loading slowly. It's not a perfect tool, but it will give you some insight as to where you might have some problems. All right, so where's my information priority? So our desktop sites, as we make images bigger and content bigger, we're getting a lot more scroll, but there's still a lot of data that says, hey, if it's not visible, it's not getting clicked on as much. That's really, really true on the mobile device as well. Even though people are used to scrolling or swiping up and down on their mobile devices, if the information isn't readily available on that visible screen and the page goes on and on and on, they're more likely to abandon. So here's a couple of examples from I Like Steak, and So I just picked this as an example where you can see 3 different implementations of some mobile sites. And the one I have circled over here to the right is Amazon, because Amazon probably does the best job right now of presenting all the essential information that a customer needs to make a buying decision above the fold or in the visible screen. So moving on to a home builder example, we work with both home builders and retailers. Here's an example from David Weekly Homes, and if you go to their site, they will show some information in the visible screen that's really relevant. And that includes community name, location, directions, breadcrumbs, images, and pricing. Those are the most important things that they show above the fold.